Stampers, it's Nancy from Stampin'shout.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it's day 3 of my So Very Merry video series. So far we have made this cute little bird card and the Santa card. So I showed you 2 different ways to color them in. This one was with Memento ink and this one was embossed with the black powder. And this is today's card. So we're going to do a little bit more embossing. And I'm going to show you a different way to color this in. So all this week I've been giving you ideas, and we're going to use all of these little images and sentiments. So make sure you tune in every day. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And let's bring in today's supplies. So I have a berry burst card base, and I have a white for the inside. And I have a piece of designer series paper. This is from the Bright and Beautiful 6x6 card pack. And then I have a berry burst mat and stamping piece and a couple of little scraps here. So we'll bring our card in as a sample. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp the angel image, and I'm going to use Versamark ink. Next, I'm going to bring in a scrap to catch my gold embossing powder. And that Versamark is sticky, so it keeps that it makes that powder stick. And now I'm going to bring in my heat tool, and I'm going to heat that powder, and you'll see it melt and begin to shine. The trick with using a heat gun is you want to turn it on, get it hot first, and then aim it at your image to melt that powder. That way you don't knock away any powder, and it's all good and ready to go. So let's do that real quick. So now you can see it's got that pretty shine to it and a little bit of a raised edge to it. And now we're going to color this in. So to color this in, I am using sponge daubers. Stampin' Up has sponge daubers, and it also has little brushes, mini brushes. Since this is such a small image, I am going to use the daubers. So I have Balmy Blue, Highland Heather, and Fresh Freesia. And we are just going to add some color. So we'll bring in a scrap, and I think I'm going to start with, what one is this? Highland Heather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab my dauber in there. Dab your dauber, and then I'm going to use the scrap to get some of that first ink off in case it's too dark. And I'm going to start at the edge in case it's too dark. Whoops, I'm going to do this on a scrap piece too. So I didn't have a rhyme or reason. I just kind of threw color in here and there, and you'll see how it all comes together. So that's how it turned out. So you can start with the light color, like I said, and you keep adding more as you want more color. And I'm going to show you an alternative idea to doing this. So let's do that really quick, and then we'll finish putting our card together. So I'm going to bring in a piece of vellum, and I'm going to bring back in the Versamark. And I'm going to do the same thing that we did on our cardstock on the vellum. Now I'm going to heat that embossing powder on the vellum. So it's all nice and dry and shiny, very, very pretty. Now we're going to color this in. I put all the ink away. We're going to color this in with the stamping blends. And the way you do that is from the back. So I'm turning that over. And again, I'm kind of using the same colors. So that's the look you get with the vellum, but wait, there's one more step we have to do. I'm going to cut this out with a circle punch. Then I'm going to cut a piece of white with a circle punch. And when you layer it on the white, it really shows up pretty. So we could put that on our card. Let me bring in the original card. And it would look like this. Of course, you could use any colors you want, but it also gives it, with that vellum, it really makes it look like a stained glass. But this technique too, if you didn't know, you would think you were looking at vellum. It's very shiny and very subtle. So let's finish putting our card together. So I'm going to glue our Designer Series paper to the front of our card, and I'm going to glue the berry burst and our stamped image together. Then I have a piece of berry burst that I ran through the Merry Melody embossing folder, and I'm going to put that on the front of our card. Next, I'm going to stamp up at the top, and I'm going to stamp Peace and Joy. And this is a photopolymer stamp. And this stamp, let me show you on the cover. Well, it doesn't even show it there, but it has a little bit of a curve to it. And I don't want it to be curved. I want it to be straight. So since it is a photopolymer stamp, you can move it to be the way you want it to be. You just have to play with it a little bit. Push it down hard on the block. And stamp your image just like that. So it won't stay there forever. It's going to go back to its natural shape. So you kind of have to do it quickly, but that is a way to get the photopolymer stamp to do, or to stamp the way you want it to stamp. So I'm just cleaning it off camera. Now I'm going to bring some of that gold twine in, and I'm going to wrap it around this piece here and tie a bow. So I got that bow kind of where I want it, but it's a little bit loose. So all I'm going to do is turn that over and kind of scrunch this ribbon together and attach it with a piece of tape. Just like that. Then I'm also going to take a little glue dot and put it behind there so it doesn't move around. Like that. So I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals and put it on the front of our card. For the inside, I'm going to bring in a stamp. For the inside, I'm going to bring a stamp in from the Brightest Glow, and it says, "May the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest." And I'm going to stamp that in Berry Burst. Add a little piece of the Designer Series paper at the bottom. You always have extra left over, so it's a good place to put it. And then I'm going to glue that to the inside of our card. So there's your third card of the week. I hope you like it. Very, very pretty. We did the little sponge daubing with this. I also showed you the vellum technique. So whichever one you like to do, you could do either one. They both turn out beautifully. It's really a very pretty card. Kind of non-traditional colors. I have a friend that always likes to get the fun cards for me that are not the traditional colors, so this might be going to her. But of course, leave your comments, because I have two, one for me and one for you, and I will mail that out to whoever leaves a comment. You'll be entered to win. Remember to visit my blog, and I will have measurements there and supplies and shopping links. And feel free to share my video and help me grow my YouTube channel. I would appreciate it. And don't be shy. Stamp and shout.